Hello everyone, my name is Demarius Benford and I'll be talking about the pros and cons of Gatorade versus Powerade. First, I want to apologize for sitting down. I do have an ankle injury preventing me from standing up. But let's get to it. As college students, we've all played a sport, whether it's competitively or it's for the fun. We've all also heard a coach say at least one time, make sure you stay hydrated. According to the National Center of Complementary and Integrative Health, males between ages 18 and 34 consume the most amount of energy drinks, and one-third of the teen population between 12 and 17 drink it regularly. Hydration, which is consumption of water, is key when you're working out and you're exercising a lot. Though, if not, then you'll cramp up. The student athletes in the audience can probably vouch for that. I first became intrigued with this topic while I was watching a college basketball game. I witnessed 3 or 4 people actually catch cramps during the game, and I was wondering to myself, why are they catching cramps? So I went to the internet and I Google searched and I came across, humankinetics.com, which talked about sports medicine and different types of rehabilitation, and it talked about the importance of water. And as I continued my research, I came across Dr. Joshua Axe, a certified doctor of the natural and chiropractic medicine who runs a Nashville-based function medicine center that is world-renowned. He spoke about symptoms and how we cramp, and then how we can fix that. In this speech, I want to talk about 3 different things: how the muscles work and how water affects that, the different types of ingredients that are in Gatorade and Powerade and how they can affect your body beneficially and negatively, and then get an overview from other people like athletes and coaches on how they feel about the 2 energy drinks. So first, let's get started with the muscles. Muscles work all the time, especially when you're playing sports like basketball and football. There's a lot of cutting, there's a lot of turning, there's a lot of jumping, and there's different reasons why people develop cramps. People develop cramps during heavy exercises because, in simple terms, if there's a deficient amount of minerals and water in the muscles, they won't be able to contract properly. And that's going off something written by Dr. Joshua Axe. Now, muscles work to contract at a very high and fast rate when being used, actively, meaning tons of energy and tons of water is being used. And when you sweat, those minerals are coming out of the sweat, so it's coming out of your muscles. Now, according to Dr. Axe, the author of Symptoms and Electrolyte Imbalance, plus How to Solve It, an article written in order to stay healthy and to lower the chances of developing cramps. Muscles require both water and potassium. While these things are exiting the body through the sweat, there has to be some type of way to bring these minerals and the water, back in. Now, these sporting events, your muscles get very, very dehydrated, and that what is causing your muscles to cramp. Now, water keeps the flow of oxygen in your body and in the cells. The water coming in your body is taking the oxygen that's in the cells and it's flowing, and they're going into the muscles, bringing fresh oxygen and fresh minerals to those muscles. And that was written by the Mayo Clinic staff in their article, Muscles, Cramps, and Symptoms. And, the lack of water in the muscle can really, really affect how that muscle contracts. It'll potentially affect everything that's going on. You won't get that constant flexing of the muscle. You'll get more of a tight bond. And that was written in the article called Benefits of Water During Exercise by Kathleen Murakami. Now that we've dove in a little bit on how the muscles work and how water affects it, let's talk about the ingredients of Gatorade and the ingredients of Powerade. And let's see how some of those ingredients can help the body, and let's see how some of those ingredients can harm the body. So, let's start off with Gatorade. Gatorade includes 30 milligrams or 8-ounce fluids of potassium. to help the muscle function according to yourhealthremedy.com. Now, what potassium does is it controls the fluids within the muscles, making sure the right amount of water is coming in and the right amount leaves so that you're not dehydrated. So if you don't have potassium, your flow of water is all messed up. So you want to make sure you have that right amount of potassium in you so that the flow of water is correct and you have just the right amount to be in there. It also contains a sufficient amount of carbohydrates for long-term energy. And this is coming from an article called "Is Gatorade Bad for You?" written by Natalie Olson. Now, let's go into the benefits of Powerade. Powerade includes 10% of the vitamins we need daily. And some of those vitamins include B3, B5, B6, and B12. And that's all studied by yourhealthremedy.com. Excuse me. Now that we spoke a little bit about the pros, let's go ahead and jump into a little bit of the cons of Gatorade and Powerade. One major thing about Gatorade, and this is written by Natalie Olson, is that it contains 56 grams of sugar in a 32-ounce bottle, which is a major cause of tooth decay, especially within children. So remember that it was said earlier, 1/3 of the teen population between 12 and 17 consume it regularly. Now, according to Healthline.com, Gatorade has dyes in it. For example, a few dyes are red number 40, blue number 1, and yellow number 5, in which all of those can increase the risk of cancer in hyperactive children. And as for Powerade, a few cons is a 32-ounce bottle contains not 56 grams, but 76 grams of sugar. And research done by ABC News, Powerade contains 220 milligrams of sodium, which is a ton of salt, and it can cause high blood pressure within the body. Now, we've spoken about the pros and the cons of Gatorade and the ingredients in it and how water helps. Now, let's go ahead and let's talk about how a few other people view it. Those in favor of Gatorade and Powerade, they say it does contain a certain amount and proper amount of sugar to replace the sugar that left in the sweat. Because you want that glucose that's in there to give out that energy to the muscles so they can function. And then in Gatorade, there's also a sufficient amount of electrolytes and minerals that help restore the energy and keep the function of muscles. Now, according to Dr. Rax, potassium and sodium play a vital role in the function of muscles. Now, for Powerade, it started before the amount of, I said it before, the amount of sugar in the drinks is a lot, is a large quantity of sugar. And if too much of sugar is consumed into the body, it will turn into different saturated fats, and that can be cause for high risk for heart disease and type 2 diabetes, according to Ann Petrosino, written on Healthline.com. Other reasons is risk for high blood pressure, because simply there's salt in these. And I said before, in Powerade there's 220 milligrams of salt in Powerade, which is not healthy. So now that I've given you the information and I've told you the pros and the cons of Gatorade versus Powerade on how, Gatorade has a sufficient amount of potassium in there, or Gatorade, has the right amount of sugar. And we've tied it all up. I've told you how water is important to the muscles and how the function is. We've got to see how other people view Gatorade and Powerade. And now with that information given to you tonight after this speech, you can now make your own conclusion on whether or not which is better for you during a sporting event. So I do want to thank you guys for watching and hope you guys tune into my next video where I'll go in deeper on Gatorade and Powerade, and I'll go and tell you which one is definitely better to drink during a sporting event. Thank you.